Yo, what's going on, fellas? Happy Monday morning to you. Hopefully you're doing well. How was your weekend? Go ahead and drop a comment down in the comment section. Let me know how your weekend was. It was an absolutely fun weekend, for myself and the family. I told you guys we were going out to Gurnee, Illinois to see the Great Wolf Lodge. I'd say the expectations probably lived up to what it was. It was chaotic. It was loud. It was fun, energetic. That was a good little time in there. Boy, never seen the kids repeat the same activity over and over. Like, how many times can you go down the same slide? That number seems to be infinity amount of times. But boy, what a great time there at the Great Wolf Lodge. My wife, I remember her at one point asking me, kids are sitting there playing around in the pool. She's like, how clean do you think the water is? Nah. You don't ask that question. You don't think about the cleanliness of the water because, the cleanliness of the water is not all that good, right? All these kids peeing up in there. Shit, probably got some kids pooping up in there. Nah, don't think about the cleanliness of the water. Just have yourself a good time. And I can't wait to actually go back again. My son was a little bit too short to ride some of the water rides. So go back next time. Should be even a little bit more fun. Get to do a little bit more of the adventurous stuff. Have ourselves a good time. And then when we came back into Chicago on Sunday, we caught the Air and Water Show, which if you haven't gotten to Chicago ever for the Air and Water Show, we should make it a point to get to Chicago for the Air and Water Show. Just an absolutely spectacular event. I mean, these planes are doing tricks in the sky that, I'm sure a lot of you guys have probably never even seen. The stuff is mind-blowing. It's, when you got, Thunderbirds, flying within 18 inches of each other in like a diamond formation, I mean, that shit's incredible. I mean, the guy sneezes and he'll take out his three buddies and the whole shit will just crash and burn. It's absolutely remarkable stuff. Come on to Chicago next summer. They do it the third weekend in August every single year, the Air and Water Show. I highly recommend coming to check that out. So, all right, guys, hopefully you had a good weekend. It's Monday, baby. Hopefully you're not singing the Monday blues. Let's make sure we go ahead and recap what happened around here last week, and then we'll get on into the action today. We've got Premier League. You've got Crystal Palace welcoming Arsenal to Selhurst Park. And then, of course, we've got the full MLB slate, which we'll preview at the top of the hour there on the Payoff pitch, live at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Throwing up the recap, though, from yesterday, we get to go ahead and ring the cash register. How about a nice 13-8 week and plus 4.66 units? Yeah, love to see that right there. Year to date, 600 wins, 500 and change losses. Just think about with that. We've gotten in 1,100 bets. In the course of 2023, it's been a wild ride, and currently we're up 9.4 units. And then, of course, arbitrage year to date. God, it's been so fun tracking this throughout the year. Over $800. I've got messages from several of you guys. You guys are well over $1,000 because you guys haven't been limited, which is fantastic. Keep raking in that free money. I enjoy raking in free money, and hopefully you guys enjoy it as well. Let's talk about those good wins, though, from last week. How about let's starting off with the Manchester United versus Wolves. Both teams a score, no edge of the seat stuff. And I mean literally edge of the seat stuff. Man United's able to pick up a goal in that game, and then they've got to defend against this Wolves team, which was by far the better side. They deserved multiple goals. They for sure deserved a point in that game and probably deserved picking up all 3 points. And earlier on in the Premier League season in week 1, we had VAR go our way because, boy, I thought there was a penalty in that game with Onana cleaning out one of the Wolves attackers. But VAR goes our way, no penalty. Both teams have scored no hits in dramatic fashion, so love to see that right there. Getting a good Monday cash to kick off our week. Then we did some out props there in the MLB, and those treated us really good. We did Glasnow going against the Giants. Giants struggling versus right-handed pitching. Glasnow, one of the better ones. Good power right arm. He easily goes over 17.5 ounces. He goes 6 innings strongs. We also did Bailey Falter, which was just a great one, right? Under 17.5 ounce. The line falls to 15.5 ounce, and we get a great cash as he stays under against the Mets. And then Rich Hill. That's just a classic. Falls right into one of my strategies of the MLB is repeat pitching performance. He had just gone against the Diamondbacks 5 days ago, was facing them again, couldn't see him going into that 6th inning, and sure enough, 2 runs in the 4th, tack on another one in the 5th, and there goes Rich Hill after 5 innings, so he stays under 15.5 outs. What about Friday? Boy, was Friday fun. Who did the parlay sprinkle of the Premier League bets? You guys can always tell how much I love a bets by, I think, the enthusiasm in my voice. And when I sat here on Friday, I was speaking really highly of Sheffield and Forest, team total over 1.5 for Forest, and then, of course, both teams will score. I mean, I like those bets so much. Didn't I give those out on, like, Tuesday? I think, of last week. I gave those out well in advance. Both of them were at plus money. And I told you to do that little parlay sprinkle, and they both hit. Both teams to score. Hits early in the second half. And then we had to wait a while for that second Forest goal. There was a goal that was disallowed due to offsides, but it couldn't stop Forest at home because you always want to back Forest at home. They get the late goal via Chris Wood on a header. They're basically in injury time, so love to see that right there. Tack on 2 more wins on Friday. You get the Giants F3 team total under with Spencer Strider on the mound. Again, struggling versus right-handers. That's still the story going into today's MLB action, so of course we'll want to make sure we talk about that on the payoff pitch. But they were no match for Spencer Strider, at least through that first 3 innings. He easily gets them to stay under. And before that, what about that Royals F5 team total? And what the hell was that doing at 1.5 runs at minus 120? Hell, the Royals still today, right now, still are the number 1 batting average versus right-handers. That offense remains absolutely hot. They get over 1.5 runs through the first 5 innings. So 4-0 on Friday. Boy, did that felt really good heading on into money-making weekend. And then on Saturday, we did pick up a good win there in the Premier League. Wolves and Brighton over 2.5. I'm telling you, and we talked about it there on Between the Post. Brighton, I mean, I thought they were going to be able to pick up right where they left off. They're doing that. And Matomo, Brighton's only got 1 more year at Matomo. Matomo will be sold next summer. He'll be $75+ million. He is absolutely electric on the wing. And again, like last season, he led the Premier League in one-on-one battles, or whatever the hell they call them, take-ons. I think they call them take-ons. That's how he scored his goal yesterday. He is just one of the best players at running at you with the ball one-on-one, and he gets a goal. That game easily goes over 2.5 goals as Brighton wins 4-1. All right, let's remember some of those tough losses from last week, right? What about JP Sears on Monday? Under 5.5 Ks. Another last batter K for the dagger. God damn, we've suffered enough of those over the course of the MLB season. Another one tripped us up. One of those ones where you know it, you just got to get that last guy out somehow. Somehow got to get that guy out, and he couldn't quite do it. Rangers on the team total. That was against the Rangers. They didn't do a damn thing against Reed Detmers and the Angels. In fact, they lose that game without scoring any runs. Tough one right there. Blake Snell under 17.5 out. Said if we lose that one, we're going to lose it on the hook. And we're at plus money, so you lose a bet at plus money on the hook. I'll take my chances on that one every single time. We were right there. It just didn't quite go our way. Hopefully next time that one does go our way. Manchester United and Tottenham, both teams have scored. That was the leg that we missed. And if you hit that leg, then you hit over 2.5. Heartbreaking stuff right there. My Manchester United, they let us down. And before that, we were 8-0 to start off the Premier League season. We had won our first 8 bets, so that was our first loss of the Premier League season too. So that one stings extra bad right there. Newcastle first half double chance. Boy, I was right in that match in terms of Newcastle being able to hang with Manchester City. Remember, we hit a parlay over the weekend that included Newcastle plus 1.5. That leg hits, the parlay hits. They just couldn't quite hang with them in the first half. City came out bright, and that's a little bit troubling there for Newcastle because, you know, you're just not going to find many opportunities to get, you know, Manchester City in a good spot, you know, to go ahead and get yourself a result. You know, obviously they're coming back from Greece playing in the Super Cup. Quick turnaround on Saturday by the Premier League. Obviously coming off injuries, you know, De Bruyne was obviously out, so they're still trying to figure out how to get it offensively. And Newcastle just couldn't quite muster it. Just not clinical enough in the final third, not even generating, you know, that many chances. That's just upsetting. That's just upsetting for the Premier League. Like, okay, here's City. Like, you know, you put all these, you know, challenges in front of them, and they just knock them down. Just an elite team, absolutely an elite team. So tough one right there to go ahead and lose it. And then on Sunday, we did make a little bit of arbitrage money, which we'll go ahead and roll on over into this week. So, guys, just another fantastic week at plus 4.66 units. Love to see that right there. We've kind of talked about here lately about how we've been on a good little roll. Yeah, we have been on a good little bit of roll. Last 3 weeks, we've all been positive, up over 11 weeks. Let's keep it rolling, boys. All right, let's hop on to the comment section, see what you guys are up to on this Monday morning. Then we'll talk some NFL. Then, of course, we'll talk some Crystal Palace as they're taking on Arsenal today. DeGent, morning, my man. Morning, DeGent. Hope you're doing well. Morning. Blue face smiling. Francisco, what's up, man? Blue face smiling. I like it. Hey! What's going on, Mom? Hope you're doing well. Mom, what is going on? I'm ready for another great week, Brian. I hear you there, my man. You're ready for the Arsenal match? I'm nervous. I'm not going to lie. I'm nervous. Another sorry road course. Yeah, the last 30 laps, there were no passes in the top 6. And the last 16 laps, there were no passes in the top 11. I know what NASCAR is doing. I mean, it's got some drama. You know, obviously going into the last race, it's going to be Bubba Wallace or a newcomer. Or, I mean, somebody could jump him in points like a Ty Gibbs. But, like, you know, Bubba Wallace would have to basically DNF very early, and Gibbs would have to have himself a day. So, yeah, hopefully it's going to come down to Bubba Wallace, or essentially a first-time winner this season stealing Bubba Wallace's spot, more than likely. So, yeah, man. I can't believe my wife asked me, how clean is the water? No, it's not clean. There is no way that water is clean. Like, give our 4-year-old credit. Noah, like, he'll literally come up to us and be like, Dad, I got to go to the bathroom. And then you get out of the pool and you go use the bathroom. That is about as rare as it gets. I'm sitting there watching these kids play in the pool for hours, and it's like, how much piss is in this thing? And then you're doing the lazy river where you're just floating. You're trying not to think of all the pee that's mixed in with that water. That's what you're trying not to just think about, all of it. So, hey guys, have you guys gotten over to ESPN and jumped on into the NFL fantasy games? We got the Eliminator contest. Going to go ahead and give away $250 to whoever finishes in first place. Looks like we've got 16 people in that group, all vying to knock off Thad, who was last year's champion there in the NFL Eliminator. If you're in the group, I'll ask again, are you locked in on the Ravens? Are you locked in on the Ravens? Who's locked in on the Ravens tonight, right? 24 straight preseason wins, going for number 25 straight tonight. Taking on the Commanders today on the road. Money line for the Ravens is minus 130. Who wants to take a stab at that one? Also, don't forget about the Pigskin Pick'em contest, both straight and spread contest. We're going to go ahead and do $100 to the winner of the straight, and then every single week we'll give away $25 to the winner of the spread contest. All three of those group information can be found down in this video description, so hop on over there, jump in there. It'll lock when the season starts, so I won't let anybody come in after the season starts, so make sure you get on into those groups. Take my money and have some fun competing along the way. Guys, all right, so we've got Arsenal taking on Crystal Palace today. We're, of course, sitting on Arsenal money line. That's the last leg in our Between the Posts parlay of the week. That's right, we're giving you guys a parlay of the week. My leg hit in the first half. I did that Liverpool team total. Matt's is Arsenal money line. I said it on Friday. I was a little nervous. We built the parlay. The Arsenal leg was minus 180. It's now minus 165, so I would say people are certainly agreeing with me in terms of like giving a little bit of hesitation. That doesn't mean I would bet Crystal Palace money line or I would bet Crystal Palace double chance. If I'm betting one of those sides, I'm certainly going to bet Arsenal money line. I mean, they're the better team. They won both of these fixtures last season. They won the one at Selhurst Park 2-0. They won the one at the Emirates 4-1. I mean, don't kid yourself. Arsenal's the better team. They've gotten better in the transfer window. So I'm only going to really bet on Arsenal, but I don't want to bet on Arsenal, but that's the leg Matt gives us, and we, of course, roll with what Matt gives us. So we're looking to see if we can get an Arsenal money line to go ahead and get the Premier League, going again. We started off with 8 straight wins, suffered 2 losses, so we're 8-2 on the Premier League season. We have sprinkled in a couple parlays, including yesterday's parlay win. So not like we're running cold or anything in the Premier League, even though we've got 2 straight losses, because the couple parlay wins have certainly been nice hits. But we got to get a win today. So come on, Arsenal. I believe in you. I believe in you. It's going to be sweaty. It's at Selhurst Park. It's going to be sweaty. But I do agree with Matt. I think it is one that Arsenal can go ahead and pull out. So come on, Arsenal. Kick off our Monday with a nice little win right there. What are you guys betting in this game? Are you going to take a stab on maybe Arsenal win to 0? Or are you going to go ahead and do both teams to score yes? Let me know what you're thinking in that game. I think the over-under 2.5. If you like Palace to score, certainly you like over 2.5. And if you don't like Palace to score, I think a 2-0 result, just like we saw last year in the reverse fixture at Selhurst Park, is very much a possible outcome of 2-0 Arsenal win. Going to be sweaty. Hopefully we're on the right side of this one. Arsenal money line can come through for us. You've got, what's up, Francisco? You're betting more than 2.5 cards on the Arsenal game. We've talked about the cards on Between the Posts. Just the Premier League and Howard Webb has said there's going to be more cards. But the sportsbooks have clearly adjusted. That's the reason why I haven't had any over 3.5 or over 4.5 cards. That's basically what you have to bet nowadays. in terms of the juice. It's either 3.5 as a parlay piece, or you got to go to 4.5 as a single bet. It's hard not to like cards the way the cards are coming out in the Premier League, as Francisco's saying. So if you want to do over 2.5 cards, I'm going to look it up now, but that's got to be juicy as hell, my man. Just knowing how card heavy it's been this season in the Premier League, I'll look it up, but that's got to be pretty damn juicy. Only 3 cards? And they may not even offer that. Let's see. Yeah, they don't even offer over 2.5 cards. The lowest I can go is over 3.5, and it's minus 286. Yeah, if you find a book that gives you over 2.5 and you want to use it as a parlay piece, go for it. There should be 3 cards. It's just the way the Premier League's been this season. Again, we've talked about that on Between the Posts. They're even calling delay of games on throw-ins. Like if you don't throw the ball in fast enough on a throw-in, guys are getting cards for delay of game. I hear you, Francisco. It's hard not to like cards in that game. So, yeah, I think you're going to do that. Ryan, going to go with the dog today in the Commanders. Going to go ahead and fade a 24-game win streak. Damn, I don't know if I can fade it. I think it's probably one of those things where it's probably just Ravens or nothing for me. Probably Ravens or nothing. It's hard to go against. Clearly, Harbaugh, pushes the right buttons in the preseason. And what about the Commanders? You guys see the article, was it about 2 weeks ago with Eric Bieniemy? The offensive players for the Commanders were complaining to Ron Rivera about how strict and how tough Eric Bieniemy was, and like how loud and vocal he is. The offensive players didn't like that. Well, did you like the sun reflecting off his Super Bowl rings? Right? Did you like that? Did you like that? Maybe being tough is okay. Maybe being a little bit of a hard ass is okay. This is football. I don't know if I can back a team that is complaining in the preseason about the offensive coordinator being a little too tough on them. When I read that quote, and Ron Rivera saying several guys have come to his office to complain about Bieniemy. Wussies there in Washington. Absolutely wussies there. So, to me, it's probably Ravens or pass there, Ryan, but I haven't been following preseason all that close. I don't even know what player utilization is going to be. That's really why I haven't been betting it. So, I know the Bills got thumped by the Steelers. It looked like 27 to 17. That didn't look like a very good outing there by the Bills this weekend against the Steelers. But, again, they only played their starters for like a quarter, so... Matt Barkley comes in and throws 3 interceptions. It's backups. I'm not betting on backups. I don't know, Ryan. I don't know, man. Commanders, what's the point spread? Like 2-3 points? Let's see. It's probably around 2-3 points. Because I know the money line was minus 130. It's a 1.5. 1.5. So, yeah, if you're going to do it, just take the full money line. I do agree with you there, Ryan. Don't even mess around with the plus 1.5 spread. Just go for the money line, plus 110 if you like it. I can't quite get there. But, all right, fellas. Well, there you go. We got payoff pitch coming up in about 2 minutes here at the top of the hour, 11 a.m. Eastern time, live at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Let's preview this MLB slate. Let's stay hot as we had the last 3 weeks and look to kick off another week here with putting money in our pocket. Oh, here we go. I hear you, man. Grew up in Richmond. I'm not a Skins fan, as everybody knows, but a lot of my friends are Skins fan. Yeah, so pot committed. I hear you, man. I hear you. What they announced? Did that guy Sam Howell or whatever the hell his name is? I think you saw he was going to be the starter this year. It doesn't mean he's going to start, or doesn't mean he's going to even play in this game. But yeah, having grown up in Richmond, yeah, I know the Redskins quite well. But for 25 years. I hear you, man. Is this the year that they stink it up, fire Ron Rivera, draft a quarterback really high, and hit the reset button? Is that what's going to happen, Ryan? Is that what's going to happen, man? I hope not. For your sake and other fans out there of Washington, but it feels like it. Appreciate the comment there, Francisco. Nice comment. All right, let's go ahead and throw that slate up. Let's go ahead and get on into payoff pitch, boys. We got a show at 11 a.m. Eastern time, so let's hit it. Hey there, fellas. Welcome on to today's episode here of the Payoff Pitch, live every single day at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, live every single day at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm here to preview today's MLB slate. Hopefully you guys had a good weekend. Let's stay hot in the MLB, coming off a good 3-week stretch. We've got a loaded show here for you today. There's if I get 10 to 12 MLB games I saw, not quite a full slate in the MLB, but certainly a plethora of games, and I think more than an opportunity to go ahead and put a fair amount of money in your pocket on this great Monday. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the comments section. As always, I love hearing from you guys. I love hearing what your best bet of the day is. I love knowing what your favorite dog of the day is. What about your favorite parlay of the day? I love hearing what you guys are cooking up on each day's MLB slate. So drop a comment. Let me know what it is. I'm going to go ahead and kick it right on into the show. And doing so with Around the Bases, where I like to take a couple games and break them down and try and give you guys some bets along the way. Let's go ahead and kick it off first with the Mets and Braves. Mets and Braves. This one I had in my notes. I'm kind of really targeting maybe 2 bets in this game. The F5 over. And the reason I like the F5 over is you get the Braves against a left-hander here in David Peterson. It's a guy that they know fairly well. The Braves, in terms of how I handicap baseball, are you crushing left-handers? They're right below what I would call the betting number. I like to look for batting averages, 275, slugging. They've got the slugging numbers. Well, they just really lack a little bit in the batting average, only hitting 263. They slug 526. We're bringing a hell of a lot of power to the plate, and our weighted runs created is 146, and they're not striking out at 14.9%. You add that with how well they know Peterson, I think this F5 over looks really good, because then the Mets are going up against, is it Alan Winans? It maybe is how you pronounce his name. He's only making his 3rd start in the MLB, but now he's got to make his 2nd consecutive start against those New York Mets. And that's where I think, while he went 7 innings and only gave up 4 hits and had 9 strikeouts and didn't give up any runs, for 5 days later, now seeing the same opponent, I think it's going to go a little bit rougher for him. Mets should have a better lineup, as the first time they went against him, it was part of a doubleheader. So obviously doubleheaders usually have weaker lineups in both of those matchups, and that was the case that day. It's not going to be the case today. He should be getting the best of the Mets lineup. They should have more success against him. And when you look at this Mets team against right-handers, they're not doing all that great. They're only hitting 249 with the weighted runs created of 117. But I just don't expect Allen to be as successful. I just saw they threw his out prop up about, call it 15 minutes ago. It's at 17.5. He went 7 innings last time. So I think it could go under, though, this time. Give me under 17.5 outs. Too juicy for my liking. I think I saw minus 140. I certainly wouldn't take a stab on that. This Mets team, is certainly, I think cooled off and definitely thrown in the towel, it seems like, these last few weeks. But I'm interested in Mets or F5 over. Give me the F5 over. It's at 5.5 runs at plus money. Or maybe you can take a stab at the Mets early in this game. It's scary going against that Braves lineup. I hear you. They bring in a ton of damn power. Give me the F5 over. I'm going to go ahead and take a stab at the F5 over in that game between the Mets and the Braves. Another matchup we want to talk about here and around the bases is, let's go ahead and talk about Cardinals are taking on the Pirates. You've got the Cardinals taking on the Pirates. We believe it's going to be Bailey Falter there for the Pittsburgh Pirates, which is a guy we know very often. Remember, we hit his outs prop last week against the Mets. Did we against Bailey Falter? Now you get the Cardinals doing decent against left-handers. They bring a little bit of power to the plate. Maybe not a great batting average of 239, but they don't strike out at 19.8%. Their weighted runs created is at 116, so that's good above it. And Arenado and Goldschmidt are both 2 for 2 up against Bailey Falter with the home run, a double in there as well. So you get the big bats for St. Louis having success off of Bailey Falter. And then for the Cardinals, you're getting this guy, Drew Rom. Now, he's going to make his MLB debut. But the Pirates, what have we talked about lately with the Pirates? Boy, have they been struggling against left-handers. I mean, just look yesterday. They went up against Dallas Keuchel. I know I saw on social media that was a popular fade yesterday, was fade Dallas Keuchel. You ain't going to see me fade Dallas Keuchel with how much these Pirates are struggling. And you're going to say, well, today they're going up against a minor leaguer and Drew Rom. I hate to break it to you, but Dallas Keuchel's a glorified minor league pitcher, right? Ran out of the league last year. Nobody wanted a piece of him until a few starts ago when the Twins picked him up when they just needed a body in their rotation. This guy's basically a glorified arm. They didn't do anything off Dallas Keuchel yesterday. And not a goddamn thing. And then you add in the Pirates' struggles versus left-handers. Look, they're only hitting 154, slugging 286 with a weighted runs created of 51. Kind of like the Cardinals in this matchup. This guy, Drew Rom, while he's making his MLB debut, he's apparently a big strikeout guy. 119 strikeouts and 97 innings pitched. His fastball sits low 90s, so that just let me know he's got, having never seen him, he's either got some hell of a deception on him, because you're only throwing low 90s as your top end of your fastball. You're not blowing it by people by any stretch. He's either got some really nasty break-in stuff or he's got some hell of a deception. I'll look to find out today. I like the Cardinals today at -120. Maybe you take a stab at them only through the F5 because that Cardinals bullpen has struggled, as we've talked about. The Pirates bullpen gets a little bit of advantage there. But with the way the Cardinals are significantly better at hitting left-handers than the Pirates are, you get the big bats there for the Cardinals being really successful against Bailey Falter. I like the Cardinals in this matchup. And you could even take a stab at the over if you wanted, but then if you take a stab at the over, you're really counting on the Pirates to feast on bad pitching. And what I mean by that is both bullpens sit in the bottom 10. But is the Pirates offense good enough to take advantage of that? I'm not quite so sure. So that's why I really like the Cardinals in this matchup. And because their bullpen's in the bottom 10, maybe you can just do the F5 run line. Give me the Cardinals today. Be looking for Drew Rom. See why does he get so many strikeouts with his fastball sitting in the low 90s? Take a look at him. I'll see. We'll use that as, because I guarantee you he's going to get a run here coming down the stretch. This is probably the Cardinals wanting to see what their prospects look like, so they know what they've got going into 2024 offseason. All right, we'll see. I think he's going to get a little bit of run and see if we can't learn some information so we can have something to lean on in his future starts. All right, let's shut up now. Let's shut up and pitch and give out some pitching props. Let's do Aaron Nola. Like him today to have some strikeouts. He's going up against the Giants. Remember, Spencer Strider cashed last week. Remember, Tyler Glasnow cashed last week. It's all been fading the Giants. They continue to struggle, only hitting 204 and striking out 27.9%. This will be their first time this season seeing Aaron Nola, so that should obviously play into Aaron Nola's advantage on this one. I also like the Giants F3 team total under 0.5 at plus money if you want to go ahead and do it. I think they're going to struggle at least their first time through. Just like we saw against Spencer Strider. Now, Aaron Nola is not Spencer Strider in terms of his strikeouts. I mean, Strider, you love taking that prop with Strider because he's got the strikeout stuff and can wiggle out of any jam. Never really got into jam in those first 3 innings, but if he does, you're not really worried about it. Nola's got some good strikeout stuff in his own right, but certainly not at Strider's level. But Aaron Nola, how about 6+ strikeouts and 8 straight starts? How about going overall 16 of 25? Is he's gone over 6+ strikeouts. I like Aaron Nola today. Just continue, having success against this really poor Giants team versus right-handers. Been good to us last week. We'll look to kick off the week fading the Giants versus right-handers. I also like James Paxton from an under K perspective and also from an outs perspective. They got his outs line at 17.5 outs. Look, this Astros team is really good versus left-handers. How about hitting 326? How about slugging 556 with an OPS of 972 and a weighted runs created of 172? You want to double dip in this game? Sure. You want to full-on fade Paxton anyway? Astros F5 team total over 2.5 runs at -105. Under Ks, under outs. The Ks for the Astros, their K percentage is 17.9%, so fantastic K percentage right there. He stayed under 6.5 Ks in 4 straight. He stayed under 9 of 16 overall. I don't know. Just pick an angle. I pick strikeouts. I don't think he's going to pitch deep into this game to even give you a chance to go over on the strikeouts. That's why I love him. Love him under 5.5 Ks. Love him under 17.5 outs. Like everything about it. Astros are really, really too good right now versus left-handers. Within this same game, what about Christian Javier? I like him staying under his K number too. The Red Sox have a great K number at 17.5%. They hit 275 versus right-handers with the weighted runs created of 116. He's under 6.5 Ks in 3 straight and under an 18 of 23 starts overall. Look for the Red Sox to have success. If I like both starting pitchers to go under their strikeouts, if I like Paxton to stay under 17.5 outs. Javier, you can't really do his outs prop. It's at 15.5. I mean, it may certainly hit the under, but the concern is he comes out for the 6th inning and then picks up 1 out or something as long as he gets hit. But either way, I obviously, am fading both pitchers. So I like the F5 over. It's hard not to like the F5 over with both of these offenses being good, the Astros being extremely good versus left-handers. Go ahead and give me the F5 over in this matchup as well as an alternative bet and another bet within this game. I'll take the F5 over. All right, long shots. We got some long shots on the board. What do you guys think? What was your favorite dog? Did you put it in the comments section? Let me know. What was your best dog today on the board? My best dog today is going to be the Diamondbacks taking on the Rangers. Everybody was on the Rangers yesterday. That was a head scratcher to me. You guys love fading teams with the worst offense? You guys love tailing teams with the worst offense? You guys love tailing teams with the worst bullpen? They get swept by the Brewers. There's a reason you're getting swept by the Brewers, guys. You're free-falling. What do you do over 162 games? You ebb and flow. Betting on the Rangers just to avoid the sweep with Max Scherzer. Oh, yeah, I'll take the worst offense. Yeah, I'll take the worst bullpen. Don't do that. Take the Diamondbacks today against the Rangers. Obviously, you're getting swept. Your numbers are regressing. The Diamondbacks hit left-handers better. They're going up against a left-hander today in Jordan Montgomery. And they hit right-handers better than the Rangers whenever they go to the bullpen. Remember, the Diamondbacks faced Montgomery earlier this season, back in April. How about 4 innings pitched, 10 hits, 7 earned runs, and only got 2 strikeouts? They were crushing Montgomery that day. And they hit left-handers decently enough to, maybe not get 10 hits and 7 runs, but they're going to be awfully damn productive against him. And the Rangers are struggling. Now, the Rangers' bullpen is better, but it's only slightly. It's not huge advantages across the board. It is better, but slightly. I'll take the Diamondbacks today. Continue, fading the Rangers while they're struggling. It's okay to fade good teams, fellas. You ebb and flow over 162 games. Right now, we got some ebb going on with the Rangers. It's not good right now. Getting swept by the Brewers. They're feeling the pressure in that AL West. I could see even the Mariners are right there. Even the Mariners are right there in the thick of it. Hell, they're leading the wild card in terms of, getting a spot. I actually looked up the standings. Was it last night or today? No, last night. I was just curious. What are the standings? There's Seattle knocking on the door. Rangers are feeling it. Feeling it. Give me the Diamondbacks today. It's my favorite dog of the day. I'll take the Diamondbacks today. All right, 5th inning, keep swinging. We got to find some guys that'll give you some hits today. Maybe some over 1.5 total bases. I've got 2 guys you probably have heard of. You guys, Austin Riley of the Braves. What about 8 for 18 against David Peterson with 3 doubles? And what about Jose Altuve? He's 11 for 34 up against James Paxton with a double and 2 home runs. Look for some big name guys today, and Austin Riley and Jose Altuve. You can do either. You can do a hits parlay of those guys. You can do each guy individually over 1.5 total bases. I'm fine with either one of those 2 plays, guys. Austin Riley of the Braves and Jose Altuve there of the Houston Astros. All right, 6th inning. It's a steal. Nerfy of the day. Shit, the Nerfy of the day sucked last week, straight up. We didn't hit one Nerfy of the day last week. That was ugly. And then the one that we actually personally bet, it got rained out. So we would have won that one. Best Nerfy of the day. What's your best Nerfy of the day? You guys bet Nerfies? What's your best one of the day? What about Reds and Angels? Reds and Angels at minus 105. So basically even money, almost even money at minus 105. You got Lucas Giolito here on the mound for the Angels. He's had 4 starts with the Angels. No runs, no hits, no walks, and 4 Ks. Like it. He's now pitching in a postseason kind of a feel. I certainly don't think the Angels will make the postseason, but he's turned it around here a little bit. Coming out strong in the first inning as a member of the Angels. And then you got Graham Ashcraft. Whip, 1.04. Not bad. 200 batting average. Not bad. Wild control in the first inning. He's hit 4 batters. He's walked another 8 batters in the first inning. So he's got to calm down the control. If he calms down the control issues, I think you'll go ahead and hit your Nerfy. Because his last 4 games, he's on a good little roll. He's been pitching really well his last 4 games. Angels are hitting 196 versus right-hander, so that'll certainly help right below the Mendoza line. Graham Ashcraft's obviously right-handed. And the Reds are only hitting 256. Not bad. But Lucas Giolito's been good in the first inning against the Angels. All right, give me my Nerfy of the day. Reds, Angels, minus 105. Nerfy of the day, Reds, Angels, minus 105. Best bet coming to a stretch. Let me hop in the comment section and see if you guys fired off any best bets. Let's see what you guys have got. Nope. All right, I'll tell you guys what the best bet of the day is. Best bet today. What do you guys think? Mariners are taking on the White Sox today. I like the Mariners on the run line today. I think they can win this game by 2 or more. This Mariners offense remains hot versus right-handers, hitting 281, slugging 507 with 856 on base percentage or OPS. Weighted runs created of 140. Oh yeah, I like those numbers. I can get behind those numbers. Sox offense, not as good, but also not terrible. They hit 252. Weighted runs created, though, is below league average at 90. And their OPS is only 698. They're really struggling to bring power to the plate. Obviously, they traded Berger, and then they've got Jimenez is on the paternity list. So, yeah, they're missing some power. So, subsequently, their power numbers have come down since the trade deadline. Mariners bullpen, you're getting the better bullpen here, except for opponent's batting average. Theirs is 270, where the White Sox is 256. Otherwise, a really good better ERA, a really good better whip, and a better FIP. I'll take a little bit less worse batting average if I'm going to get the other 3 pretty big advantages. Then you get Castillo up against Tuki Toussaint. Castillo's the better pitcher. He's got the better ERA, got the better K per 9, got the better opponent's batting average, and got the better whip. He's the better starter by far. And oh, by the way, the Mariners are battling for a wild card. In fact, they're actually leading the final wild card spot, where the other team full-on waved the white flag, and traded a lot of their better players at the All-Star break. I'm going to go ahead and take the Mariners today on the run line as my best bet today. Win by 2, minus 107. Give me Mariners run line today taking on the White Sox. All right, parlay of the day. Let's go ahead and jump on into the sports book and give you guys a live parlay of the day. Let's see if we can't do it here. Let's cook up a parlay, fellas. Cook one up. I'm going to go ahead and do Mets Braves F5 over. Let's see if it's still 5.5. Sure, 5.5. It's minus 115, so that'll be one leg of the parlay. Let's drop in Cardinals money line. Actually, let's do Cardinals F5 money line. We don't really know what's going to come out of the bullpen wise. Let's do there we go. We'll do the run line so there's no tie here. That comes in at plus 265. Give me Cardinals run line and over 5.5 runs in the first 5 innings of Braves Mets. Plus 265. Yeah, I can get on board with that parlay. I like that one. So that'll be the parlay today, plus 265. Plus 265. I'm going to go write this down so we can see if we're right tomorrow. And then Cardinals run line F5. All right, that'll be the parlay today. Let's go ahead and throw all these bets up on the screen. Then let's talk about everything from a money line, run line, and over-under perspective. We call it rapid fire. I'm going to go ahead and roll with 3 bets today. I'm going to go ahead and do Paxton under 6.5 Ks, Javier under 6.5 Ks, minus 109. I'll go ahead and do Nola, 6+ Ks, parlay with Toussaint not to be the winning pitcher at minus 117. And then again, your best bet today is Mariners taking on the run line there at minus 107. What you got here? You missed if I had a pick. No. The only thing I've got for today's Premier League games is rolling with the Between the Post parlay of the week, which includes Arsenal money line as one of the 2 legs. So, I didn't add anything additional. I already can feel myself sweating a lot on Arsenal money line, so I'll just have that one and only sweat and just go with it. So, you already knew I had that play, so no, you didn't really miss anything. You like there to be a run the first inning. Hard not to like that, Ryan. We've talked prolific about how the Braves are the number 1 team. I haven't looked it up in a while. Let me look it up now, but I bet it's still well in the 40 percentile. So let's look it up, Ryan. But we know they're the number 1 team. We know it's 40-some%. And then, of course, the Mets are going to be better today because they've now seen Allen. Let's see what it is. It's 40%. Round up, it's 41%. So 41% of the games, the Braves are able to score in the first inning. If you're wondering what the Mets are, holy hell, they're 29th. Wow, there's only 30 teams in baseball. They're only at 22%. But again, I hear you, Ryan. The Mets will be more successful. That's why I think you can take Allen under 17.5 outs. Way too juicy for me at minus 140. But they're going to get to him. I think they're definitely going to get to him. And we've seen it, right? We did Rich Hill last week under 15.5 outs. He had just gone against the Diamondbacks 5 days ago. He was going to face them again, and we faded him. It's a winning formula by far. I've been using it for a decade plus. They're going to get to him. Can they get to him in the first inning? Let's get it, Ryan. I like it. Not a bad play. I like it. Are you getting that at plus money? Let's see. Probably not you probably can't get it at plus money because of the Braves, and they're just too good in the first inning. Let's see. Yeah, you're getting it at minus 150. Yeah. Braves are just too good in the first inning. And then DeGent likes Philly Seattle money line parlay plus 162. Yeah, hard not to like that. Giants can't hit right-handers. White Sox suck. Obviously, it's my best bet. I can get behind that. Maybe I could have done, or maybe I don't like the double dip. But if I didn't have Mariners run line, then I think that's a great parlay. But yeah, I certainly don't want to double dip, but I like it. All right, fellas, let's get into rapid fire. Let's talk about every game here from a money line, run line, and over-under perspective. We've got Cubs and Tigers kicking it off today with an over-under of 9. Cubs minus 130, Tigers plus 110. You get better offense in the Tigers, better bullpen in the Cubs. Starter, you got Assad. He's taken over for Marcus Stroman since he went down with the hip injury up against Alex Fado. I'd probably just take over 9. I would probably do over 9. Cubs generally hit right-handers really well. Tigers are still really decently good right now versus right-handers. I would probably take the Cubs on the money line. They've got the better bullpen, but probably would rather just have over 9 and hope that the Tigers can keep hitting right-handers, kind of like they've been doing lately. But really, obviously not interested in betting that game. But yeah, give me the over. Give me Cubs money line. Giants and Phillies with an over-under of 8.5. Giants plus 120. Phillies minus 142. I was kind of interested in this game because they're getting Scott Alexander here for the Giants, who's a left-hander, and the Phillies are hitting .313. Their weighted runs created is 122. They're slugging .469 versus left-handers, like numbers you want to back. Problem is with Scott Alexander, he's only going to pitch an inning, 2 innings, and now you're going to go ahead and get the Giants bullpen. Maybe you get Sean Manaea, so maybe they bring in anoted left-hander. That, based on those left-handed stats, that would seem like not a good strategy for the Giants. I think the more thing is, and let's actually look it up to see if we can predict it, I bet they bring in Ross Stripling for those middle innings. Let's see when Ross Stripling was pitched. Let's pull this up real quick. Where's the Giants? There they are. Let's see when Ross Stripling pitched next. If we can predict whether it's going to be Manaea or Ross Stripling coming out of the bullpen next, because that makes a big difference. And then where's Ross Stripling? Shit, he's not even on the team anymore. He's not even on the team anymore. Okay. Well, when did Manaea pitch last? On Tuesday. Oh yeah, he's ready to go. Hell, that was over a week ago. I bet you're going to get Sean Manaea. That would not be a good strategy with the way Phillies hit left-handers. They better not do that. I'm with the Gent, though. I certainly like the Phillies. Giants just struggle too much versus right-handers, and it was a good fade to us last week. We were able to fade them twice last week. Got 2 good cashes. Yeah, I'm with you, DeGent. Give me Philly. And I would take the under 8.5. I mean, you're not expecting the Giants to do much against Aaron Nola. The Giants can shuffle guys in and out, depending on how they want to kind of play this game, which would favor an under. I'll take Phillies money line under 8.5. Cardinals and Pirates over under of 10.5. Cardinals minus 125. Pirates plus 105. It's more of a projection in this game of Drew Rom. And it just does pair up nicely with the Pirates' struggles versus left-handers. Remember, they didn't hit Dallas Keuchel yesterday. And I know that was a popular play yesterday. While I didn't give out any picks, I'm always curious kind of what other people are giving out. I saw a lot of fade Dallas Keuchels. Again, Pirates are hitting 154 versus left-handers. You guys have to look at baseball numbers in the recent stretch. I understand it's Dallas Keuchel, but if you can't hit left-handers, these dudes are still major league players. They can still get outs. They didn't do a damn thing against Dallas Keuchel. Give me the Cardinals at minus 125. I'm assuming the Pirates aren't going to do anything, so I'm taking the under too. I'm taking under 10.5. I'm taking Cardinals money line. Mets and Braves over under of 10.5 plus 170 for the Mets. Braves minus 205. I would just take the over in this game and really wouldn't trying to get cute with a money line here. I hear you on the Braves. I just don't like that Allen went against the Mets 5 days ago. That has a recipe for absolute disaster for Braves backers. So I just take the over 10.5 in that game. Mariners and White Sox, over-under of 8.5, minus 185 for Mariners. White Sox plus 154. We'll go ahead and stick to the best bet of the day, which is obviously Mariners run line. Red Sox and Astros, over-under of 9, plus 110 for the Red Sox. Astros minus 130. Let me refresh the brain on the bullpen numbers here. Let's get a fresher look. Oh, yeah. I do remember this. It's definitely Astros money line at minus 130. This Astros bullpen is top 5. WHIP below 1. ERA only 2.32. Batting average below the Mendoza line at 195. These are all top 5 numbers coming out of the bullpen. So, yeah, I'll pay minus 130 for the Astros. And likely goes over 9, too. I mean, I'm fading both pitchers, certainly from a strikeout perspective. I said I also like Paxton under 17.5 outs. Give me over 9, Astros money line. Reds and Angels, over under of 9. Reds plus 114. Angels minus 135. I mean, it's the Angels. I'm definitely taking the over. Let's talk about these numbers here because we had fun taking the Rangers last week. It tripped us up one of the 3 days, but we got 2 other cashes. 8.12 ERA. Sorry, can't say that without laughing. An 8.12 ERA, a 3.43 opponent's batting average, a WHIP of over 2.04. All those numbers are dead last in the MLB, if you're wondering, of course. Yeah, hard not to like the over. Really hard not like the over. And then you got to like the Reds today. Plus 114. Angels versus left-handers, only hitting 211. Angels versus right-handers, only hitting 196. Seems like the Reds can deploy the bullpen how they want. The Angels can't hit shit. Give me the Reds today at plus 114. Probably could have had them as my very strong dog of the day. I'll take Reds plus 114 for sure. And I won't even mess around with an over-under. If I had to do it, I would probably do under 9 with the Angels' struggles. But then again, you add that in with that bullpen, and now I don't know if I want to be on an under. So I'll just take the Reds on the money line at plus 114. Rangers and Diamondbacks, minus 155 for the Rangers. Diamondbacks plus 130 with an over-under of 9.5. When I did my dog of the day notes, I've got Diamondbacks at plus 148. Here are my notes, and it's what? Plus 130. Everybody's jumping on the Diamondbacks with good reason. You don't get swept, and you don't go on a generally speaking a losing streak and not plummet down the standings. The Rangers are coming down and everything. Yeah, it's definitely the Diamondbacks for sure. And then Royals and Athletics, over under of 8.5. Royals plus 110, Athletics minus 130. Blackburn up against the Royals, but what do we know the Royals do? They crush right-handers. Boy, did they give us a great cash there on Friday afternoon. Easily went over their, not easily, but, I mean, cash in the 4th inning, that's easily. Who were they taking on? Can't remember who they were taking on. Doesn't matter. It was a right-hander, I know that. Otherwise, I wouldn't have made that bet. Now they get Paul Blackburn, who's decent. Royals bullpen still terrible. They're throwing Tucker Davidson, which is a bullpen arm for the Angels that they recently plucked off of the Angels. He's going to go very short. We know the Royals bullpen is just not very good. Getting a fresh look at the stats, yeah, they've come up a little bit, but of course they come up a little bit. I mean, they're awful. That's why we like the over so much. Man, that Athletics bullpen, Jesus, that's really bad. They've got the second worst ERA, the second worst WHIP, and the second worst opponent's batting average. Ugh, it's all bad. I'll take the over 8.5. Over 8.5. You have to be on the Royals money line. And I know that bullpen's scary, but this is the number 1 batting average. They're hitting 338. Their numbers have not dropped off. They're only striking out at 12.4%. I have to be on the Royals at plus 110 with the over 8.5. And then the last game takes us Mariners, Padres. I'm showing no starter, which is what I showed when I did my handicapping last night and even looked this morning. So I did not handicap Marlins, Padres. I'm showing no starter. Let's see if FanDuel knows who the starter is, but and then if we know the handiness, I can at least look up how they're performing against the handiness. But I didn't research the game. DraftKings still isn't telling me who the starter is. FanDuel is saying to be determined for the Marlins and Waka for the Padres. So that's a right-hander. Let's see how the Marlins hit right-handers. Not bad. They hit 262. Decent amount of power at 471. Weighted runs created is at 114. Padres, here they are. 24th batting average in majors, 225. I bet people will be jumping on the Padres today. No way. No way. That team continues to struggle. Any way you cut it, they struggle. Their weighted runs created is 98. Let's see what bullpen is better. If the Marlins bullpen is better, Marlins plus 170 is by far the play. Let's see. Marlins bullpen. All right. Better opponent's batting average, worse whip, worse FIP, worse ERA. So Padres have the bullpen advantage. Maybe Marlins F5 and avoid the worst bullpen. And then you get the option for the tie. I'm not showing. Let's see if we can get a price on that. I can't imagine get a price if we don't know who they're pitching. You get Marlins money line plus 155, first 5 innings, and you get the option to tie. Hell, you can even get them plus a half run at even money. But again, we don't know who the Marlins are throwing, so that's obviously not a bet I would make. If they throw a left-hander, how do the Padres hit left-handers? Where the hell are they? Where are they? Where the hell? Oh, there they are. They're hitting 276. Yeah, if they throw a left-hander, you maybe don't even want that bet. Much better numbers versus left-handers. I don't know. Wait. If you get a right-hander for the Marlins, backing the Marlins at least through the first 5 when you know you're getting hitting advantages and you can avoid the having the worst bullpen, Marlins F5 would be the play in that game. And then you know, in terms of rapid fire, then of course I'll say Marlins full game money line. Ryan's saying Caesars has Cueto as the starter. Okay, well, Padres ain't hitting right-handers. Cueto's, man, he's not all that good, but neither is Dallas Keuchel, and Pirates didn't do a damn thing off of him yesterday. So let's look at Cueto's numbers real quick. Marlins roster. Oh boy, he's getting tagged. But he also went against the Astros, the Reds, which we know hit right-handers. We love backing the Reds versus right-handers recently. We did that recently. We took a Reds money line last week and got an easy cash. Can't remember who it was. Was that the Guardians? Phillies. Yeah, he's just getting tagged. Probably do an F5 over if it comes in at 4.5. I want to think. I appreciate it, Adrian. Thank you for the nice comment. Thank you, man. Larry says, read my comments. All right, Larry. Well, I'm scrolling up through the chat, Larry, and I see nothing. I don't see anything, Larry. Drop it again. I don't know. Somebody filtered it, or I don't know. But I got nothing. We'll hang here. We'll let Larry drop in his question. We'll read it, and then we'll drop. JJ says fraud dress. Not sure what you mean there. I'm not sure what you mean. Fraud dress. I don't get that. I don't get it. Larry, what you got, man? You got the last comment. I mean, not that somebody else can't say something, but we're waiting for you, Larry. What you got? I see nothing. I don't see anything scrolling through the chat this morning. That's the first comment I see is read my comments. What you got, Larry? Come on. Let's hit it. You're at the truck stop. Shouldn't be at the truck stop, man. We've made money the last 3 weeks. We're on a heater. Shouldn't be at the truck stop. That should be the furthest place you're at is the truck stop. Phillies and Giants both offensively deficient. I mean, I would certainly disagree. The Phillies are hitting left-handers to the tune of 313 with the weighted runs created of 122, slugging 469. You know, they're hitting left-handers. Again, handiness matters, and they're decent versus right-handers. They're hitting 260 with the weighted runs created of 190. So I disagree with that comment that the Phillies are offensively deficient. They're certainly taking them. I mean, the Giants, for sure, I hear you. Again, 2 good cashes last week, fading that offense, continuing to struggle, basically at the Mendoza line, hitting 204. I'm with the gent. Just go ahead and back the Phillies today. San Diego's fraud. Yeah, we've been bagging on the San Diego all season. All right, Larry. Good luck, man. Good luck with that one. There it is, boys. Let's kick off our Monday with some wins, boys. We've got 3 bets in the MLB, 1 bet in soccer. Let's have ourselves a day. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me, kicking off a new week with me here on the Payoff pitch, live every single day at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Live every single day at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. All right, guys, go enjoy your Monday. Come on back tomorrow. We'll preview another day in the MLB. Have a good one, fellas.